This is Jason Tolbert, and I'm here with Michael Lamoureux, who is getting ready to file for State Senate. Michael, tell us, why are you thinking about running for State Senate?
Well, I served in the House for three two-year terms, 6 years, from 2002 to 2008. And, of course, this is a special election, so it's a unique opportunity. And I have a background that touches all three counties in the Senate District 4, which is Logan, Yale, and Pope. And I think that with my past service in the legislature, the relationships I have down here, and the contacts I have within the district, that it's just an opportunity I want to take advantage of. I think it would be something I would enjoy personally, and I think it would be good for the district.
Well, great. Well, you're trying to follow Senator Trusty. Tell me a little bit how you're going to follow up on the service that Senator Trusty provided there in her district.
Senator Trusty has no equal in terms of constituent service. She's a longtime supporter of John Paul Hammersmith, and I think she modeled herself as a state senator and public servant after John Paul Hammersmith. So she has set a very high bar for me to follow. What I did, there's really nothing she does that I want to undo. I want to try to, learn from what she did, serve the area the way she did. I mean, she represented, it's, about 85,000 people in the area, and she represented, was very accessible to everybody, and I want to try to do the same thing.
Okay. What are some of the big issues you think might be talked about during the campaign?
Locally, one of the biggest issues is tourism. We have Great Lakes and fishing, camping, hiking, and in terms of with the economy like it is, there's not a lot of new industrial projects that are coming in, but we can benefit our local economy if we're treated fairly with game and fish resources, parks and tourism resources, and the area. Hotels, shopping, restaurants is really set up for that type of activity, and we want to work hard to work with the state to continue to promote that type of activity. So that's a big thing we'll be talking about.
Okay. What's the thing that about yourself that voters should vote for you versus for your opponent?
Well, first of all, the filing period just started today, and it runs through Friday. And I think the main thing is just legislative experience.
I think John Burnett, filed earlier today.
John, I didn't realize that. He's already filed. Well, I don't know who all will file, but, if you're going to go have a surgery, you'd expect your surgeon to be trained. If you're going to go hire an accountant, you wouldn't want it to be the first tax return they did. What we're talking about is electing somebody that can serve for over a decade in the state Senate, which is an unusual privilege in the era of term limits. And I think on February 10th, when the legislature goes in session and the Senate starts, what we know right now is 34 out of 35 senators will have previous legislative experience. The question is, does Senate District 4 want to be in the category of having been represented by the only senator that doesn't know what they're doing? I'm sure anybody that runs would be an intelligent person that would someday, figure out the role. But, with the fiscal session coming up, I think that's something that you need to know before you walk in the door. It's too early to know what's going to be dealt with in the fiscal session, but I imagine there'll be some major issues, and I don't think we can afford to hope that somebody figures it out and catches what's going on. We need to have somebody that's willing to do that from the very first day. I'm able to do that. I've served with several of the senators when they're in the House, so I have a good working relationship with them. And of course, many House members who I serve with. And so I just think that, if you don't have a choice to have some of that experience, then you pick the person you think will learn the fastest. But if you have that choice, it makes sense to consider it, at least.